what I don't have a way of knowing what exactly Nancy comes up and says, but what is worth noting again is that because she's going to practice her lies beforehand, she's going to want to come off as a writer, and so what she's going to do is she's probably going to write a lot of her stuff beforehand and then present it like it's, well, the first time she's thought of it, to catch it. Does it seem rehearsed? Does it seem like something pre-written? Now, if I'm thinking like a mediocre writer, which I would have to in this scenario to understand where she's coming from, I'm probably going to use a word to, and you'll notice probably in her style it sort of rans in there, and it's going to be a word that's impressive but maybe not necessarily appropriate, maybe just in the context that it might have been forced in its meaning, or it might have been forced in its delivery, or it might have been forced in that she's using all these other words that aren't like that, and suddenly there's this word that's a bit jarring. So I mean, I have no idea. It could be just a big word. She could throw in onomatopoeia just so you're like, oh wow, she's smart. Or she could throw in like this, she knows the dictionary. Or it could be something that sounds like, oh well, only a writer would say that word. I don't know this word. And you know, and she could use it in that way to give the illusion that she is the writer, right? So definitely note that. Also, my predict she'll probably be very verbose. She'll probably over-explain herself and sort of use emotions in it, not just like I've gone through and I've pointed out facts of this and then this, and there's a trajectory, and it's sort of quickly getting off the camera, even though I feel like I have to repeat myself. And whereas I think she's going to go on and just sort of flippantly, indefinitely, fictitiously go off on giving herself props, giving herself an identity of, well, I mean, I got paid more, or look at this gig that I just got, or you know, here, let me read you a snippet of my poem, blah blah, and it's just going to be a way of self-aggrandizing. If she's doing that, I'm irritated because she stole work from my son mainly, but she's going to do it as a way to promote herself and really, you know, people can beg to differ and that's fine, but just from my perspective, writing is not a team sport, and yet she's going to treat it like one, and she'll just be more likely to give you sort of very generic examples as to why she's a writer and I wouldn't be, in the forms of tangent and tangible examples. Well, you know, my computer has this and that and this. I'm always, you know. But the thing is, if she's using her computer, which I write, you notice, by hand mostly. If she's using a computer, then it doesn't matter if she published it online. She should still be able to predate my poetry, because there's a save on there, and so she should have zero problem showing you. So just some things to know as she's presenting her bullshit.